So if you're looking for a retro controller with modern technology, then I've got the one for you. What's up everybody, Corey with Freaky Tech Reviews here, and today I'm checking out the Neo S controller, which is a brand new release from Cracked, who makes the Nitro deck that I like so much from last year. This controller has a lot going for it, so I'm really excited to show it to you today. Diving into the Neo S, in the box you receive the controller in a drawstring pouch, a USB-C to USB-A cable, and a QR code to get started with their Cracked app that connects to their true collection system that I'll go over in just a little bit. The Neo S features a rectangular design that greatly reminds me of the NES controller, but has all controller capabilities you would expect in modern day gaming. And I just realized that Neo S, NES, There are several great looking designs to choose from, and the one I have today is the Retro Gold Edition. I have to say, it looks fantastic with the brushed gold colored metal plate on the top with red plastic body and black highlights. Looking back to the Nitro deck that I reviewed that has the GameCube purple and matches the GameCube's classic controller scheme, I've always loved the designs that Cracked has in their lineups, and while it's a bummer to not see it yet, if they do release a design that matches the original NES controller, then consider that an automatic purchase for me, as that design would look sick on this thing. The Neo S's materials feel very high quality and durable in my hands, and just like Cracked's flagship product, the Nitro deck, it features Hall effect thumbsticks that have plenty of travel and are removable in case you would like to use different joysticks. And while the design doesn't match between the two products that I have, I was happy to see that I could swap between the Nitro deck and Neo S thumbsticks very easily. The controller also features adjustable sensitivity on the triggers, which is nice because if you're playing games that need quicker reactions, then you can set them to react to your input faster instead of pressing the trigger all the way down. The Neo S also has motion control for games that utilize it, remappable back buttons with a great tactile feel when pressing, and adjustable vibration with excellent feeling haptic responses. Inputs for the controller include USB-C for both charging and a wired connection on the top, and the bottom has a 3.5mm headphone jack and expansion port. Now connecting the Neo S is very simple, as you just hold the center logo button for 3 seconds or until it rapidly flashes for pairing mode. And then your Switch or whatever device you're using should pick it up quite quickly, like with any Bluetooth controller. Now when using the Neo S, you have to understand that rectangle retro style controllers are not designed for ergonomics as much as aesthetics, but Cracked did add some curvature to the grips and increase the overall size of it a bit so it doesn't feel that bad in your hands. Although for me, having such massive hands that are 9 inches from the base of palm to the tip of middle finger and 10.5 inches from pinky to thumb, it's quite far from something that I would personally find comfortable. But jumping back to the Neo S's quality, the buttons feel very responsive and springy, and the D-pad has a good balance between mushy and clicky. I personally prefer a little more clickiness and tightness on my D-pads, but I do think that Cracked did a great job of finding a middle ground that should be great for a majority of gamers. For using the controller, I found the latency to be very low and responsive, and I never felt like I needed to use the provided cable to make up for it. The Neo S does a great job of not only registering your button presses, but also providing feedback through haptics that don't overwhelm your senses. Now Cracked has an app that features their true collection system, and it's also where you can remap and adjust the Neo S buttons. This is a new feature because the Nitro deck you adjusted things natively on the device itself through button inputs, but I really like being able to customize the controller visually as it's easier to remember what I'm changing. This is all handled through Cracked Control, which is a new feature on the app where once you register the device, you then hold the left D-pad and the Cracked logo button for 3 seconds until it recognizes the input. In the control section, you can not only remap your buttons and change trigger sensitivity, but also enhance your joystick responsiveness by enabling no dead zone mode, and even change the vibration intensity of the left and right motors separately. Back when I reviewed the Nitro deck, the Cracked app had a whole lot less functionality, and once you found what edition or how rare your device was, and there really wasn't much more of a point to continue using the app. I can tell that Cracked wants to create a community through it, but for me, I didn't place a lot of value in that personally, so I'm very glad to see them expand on its features with device control, as now I'll be using it a lot more often. However, at the filming of this video, I do not see the availability to have the same control over the Nitro deck itself, as the Cracked control button is grayed out in the app, but hopefully that's an update coming down the pipeline. Now, every edition of the Neo S comes in at $50, which I think is a perfect price for it. I was surprised that all designs were equally priced because the Nitro decks had 3 different tiers just depending on design, but the Neo S's are a great deal with plenty of options to choose from, and Cracked also does a great job of bringing new styles quite often. So for me, I would absolutely recommend the Neo S if you want a retro style controller with modern features. The only con that I can really think of is that the rectangular design is not as comfortable as a traditional controller, but I feel like you wouldn't really be watching this video and considering the Neo S if that wasn't already something that was okay with you or not. Of course, there are other controller options on the market that feature retro and good quality, but honestly, I think that Cracked did a really good job with the Neo S, and I'm really happy to have it. Let me know your thoughts on gaming with this type of controller in the comments below, and if you like the Neo S. I also have an affiliate link in the description that helps the channel but doesn't raise your price if you would like to consider supporting the channel that way. And be sure to subscribe and join the Freaky Tech family, as we are growing like crazy right now, and I would love for you to be a part of that growth. But thank you so much for your time and spending some of your day with me. Again, I'm Corey with Freaky Tech Reviews. I'll see you next time.